Once upon a time, in a small, humble village, there lived a poor but kind-hearted man named Thomas. One fateful night, Thomas witnessed a robbery and bravely intervened, saving the life of a wealthy man named Mr. Richmond. Grateful for his life, Mr. Richmond promised to visit Thomas and repay his kindness. Years passed, and one day, Mr. Richmond came to visit Thomas, who was now bedridden, frail, and on his deathbed. He had a son, Alexander, who was educated, well-mannered, and of good character. Mr. Richmond, seeing Thomas's unfortunate situation, made a decision. He proposed to marry his son, Alexander, to Thomas's daughter, Emily, believing that this union could change her life. Emilienne, naive, was thrilled by the idea, and her father, despite his declining health, agreed. The marriage took place, and Emily moved into Mr. Richmond's grand mansion, surrounded by luxuries she had never known. However, Emily soon revealed a side of herself that was unexpected. She was greedy, always dissatisfied with what she had, constantly complaining about the wealth she had inherited. While her husband, Alexander, worked hard and supported the family, Emily spent her days shopping and showing off her new wealth, often belittling poor people and showing no respect for anyone around her. Years passed, and Emily gave birth to a daughter, Lily. Despite becoming a mother, Emily continued to neglect her daughter, focusing more on her own desires and superficial pleasures. She spent little time with Lily, who felt the absence of a mother's love. One tragic day, Alexander fell down the stairs of the mansion, seriously injuring himself. All the money they had accumulated was spent on his hospitalization, and soon their wealth was gone. In a cruel twist of fate, Emily, tired of the struggles and loss, left her husband, abandoning her daughter Lily with her bedridden father. She remarried another wealthy man, hoping to escape the hardships that life had thrown at her. But Lily was no ordinary child. Though only 14, she took it upon herself to care for her grandfather. She worked tirelessly to keep the house in order, cooking, cleaning, and supporting her father with therapy. Lily, despite being so young, never complained. She spent every free moment studying, reading books, and learning as much as she could. She knew that her hard work would lead to a better future, not just for herself, but for her family. She dreamed of becoming a successful woman and making her father proud. Over time, her father, with Lily's care, recovered. He slowly regained his strength, and with newfound hope, he began working again. Though they had lost their wealth, their hard work, determination, and love for one another brought them back on their feet. One day, while giving money to a poor woman who was struggling, Thomas, now stronger and more prosperous, looked at the woman's face in disbelief. It was his ex-wife, Emily. She had fallen from grace, just as she had left them behind. She was a shadow of the woman she once was, lost and regretful, trapped in the superficial world she had once craved. Seeing her ex-wife's misery, Thomas could only feel pity for her. Emily, with tears in her eyes, apologized for the way she had treated him, their daughter, and the poor people she had once looked down on. She regretted her actions deeply, realizing too late that money and status were not the keys to happiness. Lily, the daughter who had suffered so much, yet never lost hope, stood tall, her head held high. She had proven that no matter how difficult life becomes, hard work, perseverance, and love for family are what truly matter in the end. The moral of the story is clear. No matter the challenges you face in life, never give up. Hard work, dedication, and love for those who matter most will always lead you to success. Remember, true wealth comes from within, and the kindness you show will always be repaid in ways you never expect.